Hello everyone, my name is Cassidy and I'll be talking about the kinesthetic learning style today. Kinesthetic learning or tactile learning is a learning style in which learning takes place by the students carrying out physical activities rather than listening to a lecture or watching demonstrations. For me personally, I have always struggled with long lectures and extended class periods where I have to sit and without a lot of motion or interaction. I was unaware that there was a term for this that described my learning style until I figured out I was a kinesthetic recently with that test we took. Personally, I always feel the need to create diagrams or charts to portray information, so I'll describe a couple examples on my following slides. First off, this is just a carbon cycle. I did this in environmental science last year, and it's something that I really struggled with because I just tried to write out all the steps line by line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until our teacher put up on the board the carbon cycle written out like this in your top left corner, and with the cow, that beautiful little chart. And I started drawing that once or twice a day, and by the first 3 or 4 days I did that, I had it locked in my mind. So that's what works for me. So how a different learning style would learn that, so they would write out the steps, as you can see, as like a written person, or an auditor would just learn that through sitting through a lecture. That's not my style of learning, so I do struggle with that. So another example, so I can show you personally how my kinesthetic learning goes. So baseball. So I do play sports. So I've had coaches try to walk me through things just by talking or ask me to write down notes during team meetings, and hey, aim a little to the left when you're pitching, and that's something I really struggle with. And I kind of got to be up on the mound or in the field playing to really get a grasp on a new concept or what they're trying to tell me or what they're trying to change. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person who can just be like, hey, do this, and then it's perfectly executed first time without feeling it, whether that be in the classroom or on the field. So again, the other learning styles would respond really well to the coach just talking to them in person, face-to-face, or writing down the notes or having a coach physically show them how to do it, like an example basically, so they can be a little more visual with it. And finally, I want to talk about some future changes I learned now that I am officially a kinesthetic. So when I began drawing charts and moving around and being more hands-on with information, I improved greatly in my retaining information recently. So in college, I will spend a lot of time daily trying to write out new information. So this is future changes, what I'm going to try to do. So I'll have a basis of understanding going forward by spending this time drawing out new information, rather than just trying to read off a list or say it out loud or listen to it directly. I want to be able to make things out of it. So I want to find new ways to learn information as a kinesthetic learner. It is hard with having all my labs online, but I want to convert some of my work into a more kinesthetic-friendly form. So some examples, I enjoy drawing, so I want to start converting my notes into drawing. For example, drawing out flowers to represent their different classifications in my biology class would really help, rather than just trying to remember angiosperm, gymnosperm, and how they respond to each other. So I found that physically walking around while I learn or choosing a position in the room to represent a piece of information that I walked to or recite has helped me the one time that I did it. So I'll be incorporating that as well, because it's that form of motion that kinesthetic learners feed off of. So finally, I know with quarantine it's hard to move around, but I'll be trying to move more in between studying periods. Because I find that really helps me learn the more active I am. I can't really just sit in a room all day and then expect my grades to be fantastic or anything. So that is my perspective on the kinesthetic learning style, and I hope that helps you guys.